So whether you're a small business, you want to start an affiliate website, you're starting a fundraiser, really any kind of project that you want to run in today's day and age requires a website. And there are numerous different ways to build websites, but one of the most popular and one of the ways that you're probably going to hear about most often is going to be by building a WordPress website. Now, if you're a complete beginner, you're coming into this from ground zero, don't worry, I'm going to walk you through exactly everything you need to know in this video to build yourself a website on WordPress for whatever you are looking to do in the cheapest and simplest way possible through this brand new kind of innovation, this new platform that has recently come out, which we'll be diving into throughout the video. Now, before we dive into that kind of fundamental level, there are two really things you need to understand when it comes to building a WordPress website. And those are the two kind of components that go into your website. The first of which is going to be hosting, and the second of which is going to be the actual website builder. So with all-in-one website building platforms like Wix or Squarespace, they're going to have the hosting and the website builder combined into one. But with WordPress, in most cases, these are going to actually be separate things. So with the hosting, what you're getting is actually the server allocation that you need for your website to run properly so that people can actually show up to it. It needs to be hosted somewhere. Then the website builder actually builds out the site. Okay, you build the pages that your end users are going to see, whether they are static pages or posts. There's a whole wide variety of different kinds of pages that you can build on your website, but to actually build those, make them look visually appealing, that is what the website builder component is. So you combine those two things, and that is what you need to build your WordPress website. Now, within each of those two categories, there are numerous options to choose from, and I've built over a dozen different sites on WordPress at this point using a variety of different options. So the process that I'm going to show you in this video is kind of the refined process that I've come to after building many websites, making many mistakes. This is kind of what I use now to build websites currently. So let's dive right in and start off with hosting. Now, when it comes to web hosting, there are so many different options out there, ranging anywhere from a few dollars a month all the way up to like $100 or more per month if you want kind of like the best of the best hosting. Now, depending on what the purpose of this site is, going to kind of determine what hosting you're going to want to use. Because if it's just kind of some site that you're throwing together for yourself, maybe a little portfolio website or for a fundraiser, a site that you don't expect to get too much traffic, it's not extremely important whether the site is 3 milliseconds faster, then you're probably going to be just fine with some lower cost hosting. But if you're trying to build, say, a Fortune 500 company's website, or you are trying to build an affiliate site that you want to rank highly in Google and to be very, very quick, then it might make sense to go with a little bit higher budget hosting plan. Now, in general, I like to go somewhere in the middle. And so that is where this kind of platform that I mentioned earlier comes into play. It's called Elementor Cloud, and it is both a hosting solution and a website building solution. Okay, so it kind of combines both of those things into one. So you don't need to go buy your hosting over here and then get your website builder over here. They're both in one place, and it kind of combines the best of the best because Elementor itself is a website builder traditionally. They are one of the most popular website builders that kind of sits on top of WordPress. And then recently, earlier this year, they came out with Elementor Cloud, which is basically a cloud hosting solution, which ties into their website builder. So you get the website builder and you get the hosting. Now, they're also the ones gracious enough to allow this video to happen. So if at any point you do want to support the channel, there is going to be a link in the description below where you can sign up for Elementor Cloud and kind of follow along. Because what we're going to be doing now is diving into my computer and showing you the process step by step. So when you click on that link, it's going to take you to a page that looks something like this. As you can see, your complete solution for creating websites. And if we scroll down, we can see it basically has the hosting built in. You also get some cool other things like custom domain connection, Cloudflare to kind of protect your website, and a whole bunch of other things. So we'll just kind of go through and click on get a cloud website. As you can see, the price is typically $99 per year. So super actually affordable when you look at the bigger picture, because Elementor Pro on its own is $49 per year, and most decent web hosting out there is going to be significantly more than about $4 per month. So like I said, it can go all the way up to $100+ per month. So the fact that you're getting the website builder plus the hosting for $99 a year is actually a really, really solid deal. So we'll just go ahead and press buy now, and I'll just go through the checkout here and meet you back once I've got this all set up. All right, so as you can see, that went through, and now we're going to press start creating your website. So this will take us to the first page. And it's actually really cool. There's a little tutorial here that'll just kind of like take you through everything you need to do to get your website set up. So we're going to go through and build a personal affiliate website for my personal brand. This is something that a lot of people like to do, is just kind of like have a website with all the resources that they like to use and maybe put blog posts up every once in a while with kind of like affiliate links and whatnot. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to look something like this. And believe it or not, I actually built this entire website in about 20 minutes using the Elementor Cloud platform. So let's go through and show you exactly how I did it. So first off, my website name is, we're just going to call it my name, Apple Kreider. Your website domain will be great. And it actually gives you a free kind of website domain using the Elementor Cloud URL, which is great. So we'll say, got it. What kind of website are you creating? Portfolio, blog, online store, business. In this case, I'll just say it's a blog because that's kind of what we're going for with an affiliate site. And then here you can see they actually have a ton of website kits or templates that you can use to kind of start with. So they have a bunch of cool options here. As you can see, if we switch this to all types, they have over 100 different templates, which is great. I've actually already picked one out that I really liked. And it is this one, Business Advisor Blog. So this one is kind of exactly what I'm looking for with my affiliate site. So we're going to say start with this kit. From here, it's basically just like auto filling out your site with a lot of kind of details and just kind of like pre-building the template for you. So as you can see, they're setting up our WordPress dashboard, which is actually really nice. So if you're doing this yourself, kind of going the hosting and then website builder route separately, you're going to have to like set up WordPress, install it yourself, which is honestly kind of a pain. I've literally never done that myself. I've always just paid someone to do it, but I usually pay them like a decent amount of money. So it's a lot cheaper, honestly, to just go down this route and just pay like the flat yearly fee to get everything in one place. They're putting the theme on as well, so that's also super useful, just kind of like installing everything for you. It's going to save you a lot of time in the long run. I've spent countless hours just kind of like setting up WordPress websites from the ground up just to start building on Elementor. So the fact that all of this is kind of done automatically for you is a really big selling point in my opinion, and one of the reasons why I personally do use Elementor Cloud going forward. All right, so now as you can see, our site is ready and we can press let's go to dive right on in. As you can see, here's our site, Apple Kreider, and we can either open the WordPress dashboard or we can go right in and start editing kind of the front end of our website with Elementor. So the WordPress dashboard, we'll get there in just a second. That's where a lot of the behind the scenes stuff is going to be going on, but with the front end of your website, what the visitors are actually going to see, that's all going to be edited within the Elementor platform. So as you can see, we can just click on this and get started editing our website and kind of filling in some of those details from the template to make it look a lot more personalized. So now as you can see, here we are in the Elementor platform, and there's a lot of things that we're going to kind of be navigating through that I'm going to kind of be showing you in terms of how to actually build this out and customize this WordPress website yourself. So first thing is, let's just take a scroll through and see what we've got going on here. So as you can see at the top, we've got a menu bar, we've got a logo that's not filled in yet. We've got this first kind of hero section with a heading, subheading, button, and an image here, which we're going to customize all of those. We've got some cool little animations here of the text kind of scrolling on the screen. So that's a kind of a nice little thing to add a little bit of flair there. Got another header, got some blog posts down here. So we're going to walk through and actually show you how to build out these blog posts and have those automatically fill in here. And then just a little like 1, 2, 3 pages thing down here. And then just the bottom, the footer, another logo, name, copyright information, and socials. So we're going to go through now and fill out all of these and customize this into a website that actually has all of my branding and all of my information on it. So let's go ahead and get started. Start at the top with the logo. So with the logo, what you're not actually going to do is click on the logo. Instead, you're going to go over here to the little hamburger menu. You're going to say site settings. We're going to go to site identity. And here's where you can upload your logo. So I'm just going to make a quick logo quick in Canva and be right back with you once that has been made. All right, so now that we've got that logo, we're just going to go ahead and upload it here. So insert media, go ahead and press update and we can see what that looks like. All right, so as you can see, that logo is quite small, so we're going to have to go in and fix that. And here is exactly how you do that. So if you come here to theme builder, this will take you to a place where you can edit your header, which is where the logo is located. So if you run into an issue like this where your logo is not sizing properly, here's what you're going to want to do. Come over here and press edit. And then we'll need to just tweak around with this a little bit just to make it look the way we want it to. So if we click into here, we can see we have some options. So the first thing is the alignment. So we can have it be aligned to the left, the center, the right. I personally like how it looks on the left. We just need to make it a little bit bigger. So that is fine. We'll come over here to style, and this is probably what we want. So you can see the width is set to 100%. The height is set to 21 pixels. So that's probably the problem. So we need to go ahead and allow it to be a little bit taller just to look a little bit better. So we'll just scroll over here, and that's the max height with the width being the way it is. We could probably experiment with that, but I think that looks just fine. That's about the same size as the other text. So we will just press update and call that a day. So that is the logo taken care of. And now we can go ahead and go back to the main page. Now the next step is going to be customizing the color scheme and the font. So personally, I don't mind these colors that much, but I'm going to show you how to just kind of like edit the color scheme and the fonts if that is something that you want to do. So again, we're going to come back here. We're going to go into site settings. And first we'll start off with global colors. So as you can see, here's the primary, the secondary, the text, and the accent colors. So we can go ahead and just change these, and they're going to be reflected across the entire website. So I kind of like orange for my brand. So let's go ahead and try something like this. See how this looks here. Go ahead and press update. As you can see, that changed the text color a little bit, and might have changed some stuff down here as well. I kind of want to change this background color, so I'm assuming that must be under the secondary color, or the accent color rather. So let's go in here and see if we can make this something a little bit more orange, and see what that does. All right, so if we go ahead and refresh, looks like we now have this kind of like darkish orange or brownish color on our accent pieces here on these buttons. So I kind of like how that looks. Looks like the text here has changed as well. So you can kind of just mess around with this and see what that reflects. Now, if you want to change the background color of this, and so if you want to change the background color of this, again, it's kind of just a trial and error process. I think at this point I figured out which one it is though. So global colors, I think it's this one, this Azure BG color, BG standing for background. So I think if we go in here and edit this guy, yep, this is the one. So we can customize this a little bit. I think I like it a little bit more orange just to match the rest of the color. So we'll go ahead and press update on that. As you can see, we've changed this to more of like a tan kind of theme, which I personally like. And then let's go ahead and change the font as well. So as you can see, there's a whole bunch of kind of automatic fonts that it sets. So I want something a little bit more casual. So let's see what we can find in the font selection here. So scroll down here to custom fonts. We're going to find the hero main title. I'm pretty sure that's going to be this one, but again, a little bit of trial and error required. So we've got Roboto, again, not the most casual thing. So let's see if we can try rock and roll. That looks a little bit more casual. I think I like that. And then we can maybe just scale it down a little bit just so it fits a little bit better. That should be good. And then if we've got whatever text this is, probably maybe either a small title or text 2, I would guess. So let's see about small title if we can just, yeah, I think this looks a little bit better. Obviously it's done some weird stuff down here because this font is different. So let's come down here and change that up a little bit. Yeah, so I guess we're not really able to isolate those two. But honestly, I think it looks fine. So now that we've got the text customized and the colors customized, let's go through and fill this out with some more information. So the first thing you're probably gonna wanna do is customize this image. This is clearly not me. Always remember to press update just as you're kind of going through and working, just to make sure that you don't lose anything that you change. And now we're gonna wanna get out of site settings and just go back to editing normally. So we'll close out of that. And now as you can see, to edit the change the image is actually really easy. So you're just going to click on them. As you can see, now we're just going to choose a different image. I'll just pull one from my computer and add it up to the media library. As you can see, they have a bunch of kind of preloaded images here with this template, but I'm just going to find one of me and upload that here by pressing upload files. All right, so there we got that image in there. I think that looks fine. Just going to change up the font a little bit here. All right, so gone ahead and customize that text here. Again, we're just gonna come back to the site settings, make this text a little bit smaller just so it doesn't take up quite as much space. So we'll come back here to global fonts, come back to small title, and we'll just reduce that down to maybe 16 or so. Maybe a little bit bigger, 18 looks good. All right, we'll go ahead and update that. And now we can keep on moving through the page. So again, we'll just keep changing the text here, customizing that to make it just a bit more relevant to what we're talking about. All right, so we've got this customized. As you can see, the next step is going to start editing these blog posts. Before we do, I want to show you how these sections actually work. So these blue lines kind of indicate different sections, which you can also kind of see on the navigator here. I prefer to just use them on kind of this basis. So if you click into here, you can kind of change things within each section. So if you wanted there to be gaps between between columns or change the height or alignment. You can also come in here and kind of add different padding. So if you wanted to add, say, some padding here to make things a little bit more spaced out, you can do that. But what I want to show you is kind of how to add a new section. So let's say we want to add another section to kind of customize. If you want to remove a section, it's easy enough. You just click on that X and it will get out of there. But let's say we want to add, there's two kind of options. First one, you can click on here and either duplicate a section or add a new section. The other way to do it, which I prefer, is to come over here and you get all of these different items that you can then drag and drop into your website. So I want to show you how to add kind of like a little affiliate call out. So what we're going to do here is first add something called an inner section. So this is kind of a section that sits within a section. So we're going to add that in here. And what I want to do is add an image and then add a heading and a subheading and a button that call out for one of my affiliates. So what I basically want to do here is to drive people to one of my affiliates from my homepage. This could be something that I sell to a company, say, hey, if you bump my affiliate commission, I'll include you on my homepage, or maybe they're sponsoring it or something like that. So we're going to go through and do that. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to use Elementor as an example. So very, very easy to kind of resize these columns here. I want to make the image over here be a little bit smaller. So I'll come in here, grab an image, just drag that in. Boom. And then over here, like I said, I want to have a heading. I want to have some text. So a text editor. Oops, didn't mean to drag that there. If you misposition anything, you can just re-drag it around. We'll toss that. Oops. That is not what I wanted. So I want to grab this guy, drag him into here. And then I also want a button. So we'll come down here and just search for a button. And we will toss that right there. Okay, perfect. So now what we're going to do, I'm just going to get this navigator out of the way because I don't really like it, is we're going to add this in here. And as you can see, this is kind of cramped, so I do want to add some padding to this section. So we'll just come over here, go to advanced, padding. Let's just say at the bottom, we want to add, say, 10, maybe 30 pixels of padding just to space these out a little bit. So now what we're going to do is just customize this, and I will be right back once I have kind of filled this out with an image, updated the text, and updated the button. All right, so as you can see, we just added in this little kind of like affiliate call out thing here with a logo and a little call to action where the person can kind of sign up and try this themselves. We added a little bit of a white background here, which and a little bit of padding as well. So to do that, you would just come in here. Here's how the padding works. So if you set that to 0, it looks like this. I think it looks a little bit better if we just have like 50 pixels of padding kind of all around the edges. And then I just changed the background color as well. Under style here, you can just change the background type to classic. Background color, set that to whatever you want. I personally think just a white stands out pretty well against this kind of like beige background. So that is what you do there. And then for the button, you can just link that up to whatever URL you want. And I just set that to go to the kind of Elementor Cloud website here where you signed up for the service. So that's just that's a quick tutorial on how to kind of add in your own sections. Again, if you want to get rid of any sections, you can just X them out very easily. And so that brings us to the blog section. So in order to edit your blogs and to create different blog posts, you're actually going to have to go to a different part of your WordPress site, which is actually going to be the WordPress dashboard. So let's update this, make sure everything is saved, and then we will hop over to there by going to exit to dashboard over here. So this is going to look a little bit different. We don't have to spend too much time over here. Don't worry about this. If you ever go to a page like this, just press edit with Elementor and it'll take you back to that editing screen that we were at before. But let's just walk through a little bit of the WordPress dashboard so you're a little bit more comfortable here, because this is a lot less intuitive for a beginner than the kind of like Elementor interface is. So let's kind of dive in and see what's going on here. So we've got all this stuff here. We can honestly just X that out. There's a little bit of an announcement. Don't have to worry about that. Quick actions, we can close that. So really most of this stuff isn't really too important. The main thing is going to be posts and pages and in media as well. So with pages, these are what we were editing before. Okay, so if we come into pages here, we can see we've got our home page. If we press edit with Elementor, it's going to take us right back to where we were before. That page that we had kind of been editing and working with. So as you can see, we've got this customized, there's the text, there's me, and that banner that we put in, and all of that good stuff. So that's how you get back here. But let's go back to the dashboard for a second. And I'm going to show you how to edit these. So those blog posts are what are called posts pretty naturally. So if we go into posts here, we can see all of these kind of posts that it just kind of randomly or automatically created that we can then go in and edit. So all of these are kind of trash. We don't really need them. We'll just press add new to create our own. And let's say we want to call this Elementor Cloud review. We can come in here and create a review on this platform. We can just kind of start typing in here. By default, you'll just be typing into a paragraph block, which is totally fine. We don't have to worry too much about how the mechanics of posts work because we're talking about just how to build the website. But just to start kind of editing a post, you'll just start typing in here. If we go ahead and press publish, we will be able to find this post on our website. So if we come back here over to the pages, we'll go back to the home page. And let's just try to view it. Let's just see what it looks like at this point. So we'll scroll down here and we should be able to see, yep, here it is right here. So I guess this is being sorted backwards right now. So we'll have to reverse the sorting of these blog posts because it's showing ours as the last one on page 3 instead of on page 1 where we want it. So that's an easy enough fix for us to do. So you can see there's no image here. So if you want to add a featured image to your blog post, here is exactly how you do that. So come back here. Come back to posts. We'll go to Elementor Cloud review. And within the post, we'll be able to add a featured image over here on the right sidebar under featured image. So we'll just press set featured image. We can just use that same logo that we were using earlier. We will set that. Again, we'll press update. And when we come back to our home page to view it, we should be able to now find that that has been updated. So you would just kind of go through this process. You delete all of these old blog posts that don't really need to be here, that are just kind of filler. And then you'd come over here and we can see, boom, there we go, Elementor Cloud Review. We can see our little logo there and then a preview of the text. So very, very simple process to start adding in those posts as you can see. And now the next thing that I want to walk you through is kind of the footer here. So as you can see, our logo still not sized correctly down here. We've got this Startup Growth Advisor, which is just kind of filler content. And then we've got the copyright information and the social links. So to get back there, as you would imagine, we're going to go back to our WordPress dashboard here. We're going to go back to pages, home page. We'll go edit with Elementor. And this will bring us back to the editor that hopefully you're a little bit more comfortable with now. Now, scrolling down on the page here, we will come to this area. As you can see, this is where you can add more kind of sections as well if you want to do that. But let's just go down to the footer and edit that. So you can just press edit footer here. And this will allow us to get in here and start editing this. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove some of the content that we don't need here and customize this text just to make it a little bit nicer and customize this logo as well, just to make the sizing look a little bit better. So we'll come over here to this. Again, we're just adjusting the height here to make it look a little bit better. Say that's about right. Change the text here. And then to change the social media links, that's pretty straightforward. If you just click on the buttons, we can customize whichever icons we want on here. So let's say we want to send people to my YouTube channel. We can just insert that and then put in the link to my YouTube channel. Same thing with, say, LinkedIn. We want to change that to Instagram. We can come in here and just change that. Look up Instagram. Beautiful. We'll insert that, and then you just paste in the link right there. And then those will be all linked up for you. So we'll just go ahead and press update. And as you can see, the site is already starting to look quite a bit better. So if we ever want to preview, we can go ahead and pull up a preview window here. And we can see that things are looking pretty good. Honestly, this looks like a pretty solid start to the website. And if you want to view it on other devices as well, it's very easy to do that from within Elementor. If you go into responsive mode, we can kind of see, okay, this is what it looks like from a computer. How about a tablet? It's going to kind of resize everything, make all the blog posts into one column. This looks actually really, really good. Mobile, pretty similar. We're looking at kind of the same things here. Might just need to do a little bit of kind of like resizing, respacing stuff on mobile, but honestly, it looks really, really solid for a website that we've spent maybe 10, 15 minutes on so far. Now, to kind of tie things together here, there are a whole bunch of options when it comes to building a WordPress website with both the hosting and the website builder. With the website builder, honestly, Elementor is kind of industry standard at this point. A very substantial number of websites are built on Elementor, and whether you use the cloud builder builder or not, using Elementor Pro is pretty much industry standard at this point. And if you hire someone to build a WordPress website for you, there's a pretty high likelihood that they're actually going to be using Elementor themselves. So you learning how to use this is actually going to be really, really useful if you want to customize websites down the line. Again, this isn't the only option for building a website, though. There are plenty of other opportunities out there. Big picture, though, you've either got kind of like the WordPress route where you're finding the hosting and the website builder. Maybe you're using something like Bluehost or SiteGround, and then you have Elementor Pro set up separately, and you have to kind of connect those, install WordPress. It's kind of a hassle to kind of do all of that. But your other option is to go something like Wix or Squarespace, which is going to be a lot more restrictive. There's a lot less customizations that you can do. It's also more expensive, but it's less of a hassle. And then kind of right in the middle, with kind of like the best of both worlds, is like the Elementor Cloud solution, where you are getting everything in one place still, so you're avoiding that hassle. It's cheaper, and you have all of the flexibility and customization of working on WordPress. So if you want to go ahead and try out Elementor Cloud and support the channel in the process, you can use that link in the description below. They have a free 30-day money-back guarantee as well. So for any reason you're not satisfied, you are able to get a full refund. If you have any questions about this process, I know this can be new and a little bit daunting if you are a complete beginner, feel free to leave those in the comments below. I'll be sure to get back to you, and I'll see you in the next video.